Yes, yesterday, the Secretary General of NRM, Richard TODWONG, visited the KATIKIRO of Buganda. In fact, after the visit, both of them came out to tell the media on issues they raised. We all know TODWONG was appointed as the Secretary General after Kasule Lumumba. And in fact, ever since he was appointed as the Secretary General of NRM, he had never visited the cultural institution of Uganda. So in this episode, I've come to give the reason as to why TODWONG visited the KATIKIRO of Uganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, what is behind this visit, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you are watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There is a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. I dedicate this video to Sechitole Yasin, a political prisoner who has been in incarceration for more than 3 years.
It's only mountains that don't meet. Human beings do meet, and when society grows, society expands, the needs are also changing, the needs are also increasing. So we are all in the public domain to serve the interests of the country. Like I've always said before, cultural institutions, religion, and government are like the three cooking stones that must be at the same level and work concurrently in order for the public to be served. So we are here just to continue promising that government is not an enemy to Buganda, and I'm sure Buganda is not an enemy to the NRM government. And the KATIKIRO has always opened its door for people to come and consult and listen to him and share ideas with them. And so I'm grateful that this morning he found time to interact with me on behalf of the National Resistance Movement Party. I've brought you greetings from my national chairman, His Excellency President MUSEVENI, the leadership of the party, Alhaji Moses Chigongo, and all the other leaders of the party and members of the party.
KATIKIRO of Uganda and the NRM Secretary General Richard TODWONG. And we all know that the KATIKIRO of Uganda is, I think, the mouthpiece of the Kabaka of Uganda. In fact, he's the king outside the palace. He represents the king of Uganda. And by meeting the KATIKIRO of Uganda is equal to meeting the Kabaka of Uganda. But for me, I see this visit as a political visit because we all know in politics nothing happens without a reason. Okay? First of all, this visit comes at a backdrop where NRM performed dismally from within the Buganda sub-region. There are very many reasons as to why this happened. In fact, since 1986, this was the first time the NRM lost to Buganda. Even during Kizza Besigye's time, Besigye used to only win Kampala and some parts of Wakiso. But the representation from Wakiso and the entire Buganda used to vote General Museveni at a tune of almost 80%. Among the hundreds of members of parliament from within this region, since 1986, MPs from this region could come from within the NRM party at a tune of almost 80%. So the recently concluded 2021 election saw a paradigm shift to the opposition, and there was also a paradigm shift from within the northern region. The northern region used to vote for the opposition not until 2021. And I think there are very many reasons. One of the reasons was the Secretary General was from there, the Speaker was from there, he mobilized a lot, and also very many other things. So I think the reason as to why TODWONG visited the KATIKIRO of Uganda was solely because of politics. Maybe he's trying to entrench NRM back to Buganda, because KATIKIRO still has a lot of influence. The Buganda kingdom still has a lot of influence from within this region. And even that visit alone, if voters in this region see that visit, they may interpret it otherwise. They may see as if General Museveni is extending an olive hand to the Buganda sub-region. Okay? So I think the visit was political because we all know Todwong is a politician. Some people were coming out to disregard the Katikiro of Uganda. No, the Katikiro of Uganda must embrace each and every party in the country. That's why we normally see opposition members going there, NRM members going there. Okay? We recently even saw His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Bobi Wine meeting the Katikiro of Uganda. Okay? So I think the visit was political, and since we are nearing the election period, the NRM is engineering a lot to win back the Buganda sub-region. And for me, I think the only problem which will suffer the opposition is the way they'll handle their nomination process. Okay? Because we all know as the opposition, we must fight to liberate our country, but we must also see credible nominations. The reasons as to why FDC stagnated at 35, 36 members of parliament, part of it was the way they handled their nominations. We all know almost 80% of members of parliament don't normally make it in the next election. That has always been since we went into the multi-party democracy. That is the fact. So if you don't handle the nomination process very well, you have higher chances of not returning your MPs. Those positions may be taken by either independent candidates or other opposition political parties, or nevertheless the NRM members of parliament. So what the opposition faces and what it has always faced is not having credible nominations. Okay? And bad as NRM is, the only positive thing I see is their nominations, because it's normally decided by the people. That's why even ministers are trounced in the NRM primaries, because you give a chance to the people to elect their leaders who are going to hold the flag. So for me, I think it is a scheme by the NRM government to win back the people of Uganda who had since moved out of the NRM. And it's incumbent upon the opposition to also start preparing for this as we fight for our country. Okay? Of course, that's my opinion. You can also tell me what you think by commenting on this video. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. Peace.